Hey guys, welcome back to my channel and welcome to today's episode. If you're new here, welcome. My name is Ibeth and I typically do home decor, DIYs, and room transformations. So I firstly want to apologize because I know that my actual video is supposed to be, should have been live or should have gone live Thursday. But something happened on Wednesday that I just can't go too much into detail because it is more of my personal side, and something that's not health related happened, but it's just something that we had to deal with as a family, my husband and I. So we were just trying to hash out, some really important things that we had to take care of, and also plans that we have to go over. And yeah, a little bit of personal change in our life, but it is something that can be fixed. It's not the end of the world. It's not about our health, so it's not that important, but it is in a way, and it's something that we can definitely work on. So sometimes life happens. I feel like we've had a rough start to this year. I was feeling a little bit depressed, and which is why I couldn't film anything. Like, I tried my hardest to film just because this is something that I love doing, and I need to work out the details. Oh my gosh. I do film with natural daylight and it's sunny and cloudy, so the lighting is changing a little bit, and I apologize for that. Today I have a room makeover episode with you guys, and it's actually going to be a part 1. It's going to be a series. I don't know how many episodes this is going to take me because I'm going to take my time. And this is definitely going to have to be budget friendly for sure, possibly free, and just work with what I have because I definitely have to cut down on spending. Let's go ahead and get into the video. ¿Qué te dijo Noah? Oh. Lower it?
Yeah, you lower it and then you get the napkins and you pull it.
Okay, so that's it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So I did end up painting the room once again. I know I'm crazy and everyone will think so, especially my husband. He did give me the look of like, really, you're painting it again? But here's the thing. When I painted the previous time on this makeover, I painted it again just because our walls had spots, and I thought that I had that same paint still, and I didn't. I think I used it for a DIY project or something like that, so it ended up not being the same color as it used to be, and I really wanted to patch those holes and ended up painting over those holes, and then that led to being a different color of the wall, which is why I painted with something that I found in the garage, and that paint was not the best. When it comes to paint, a lot of things go into account, which is lighting, the sheen, the undertones that it has, and also the base paint. So the base paint was extra white, which means that it has like a little bit of a blue tone in it, and it was a gray, but it has like blue undertones. The gray had blue undertones on top of it, so that made it a really cool gray that was just bugging me. It looked like a blue gray, and I did not want that in my room, so I lived with it for probably almost a year. And then I finally gave in to the idea of like, okay, I have to paint. I had already given into the idea that I had to paint. It was just taking me, time to actually do it because I didn't want to go through the work. It's a lot of work, and it's a lot of moving furniture around. But anyways, I did end up painting it, and it's actually called Creamy by Sherwin-Williams. I had this paint actually in the garage because this is the one that I painted the kitchen with. It's like an off-white, not bright white. And I really do like it. It brings actually a lot of brightness, but still keeps like that neutral or like the warm that I actually want in this room. Hey friends, it is a new day and I'm not done painting. I had to bring a ladder, which it's actually on this side. You just can't see it. So I had to bring a ladder in so that I can get into like the very top of my ceiling. There's a trim and I couldn't reach it, and I actually have to use like a smaller brush to paint that. And I actually moved a lot of things back in place, but I still have a lot to do. So the number one thing that I have to do first before continuing this is to find a place for things that I have in here that actually are from my small business. If you guys didn't know, I actually have like a small business where I make balloon garlands and things like that. It's a very small business. I barely started it last year. I love party things, which is why, and just organizing them, so which is why I started, and it's steady going, but I do have some of that stuff here in my room because we do have only a 2-bedroom house, which means not a lot of storage. We do have a garage, but that garage is where like the least important things are, you know, mostly, and we do have to clean that out, but that's another project for another day. And so yeah, I need to put things away, things that just don't belong in this room. I really want to focus on making this room feel serene with zero clutter. And you know, I don't want to have things laying around that just, you know, because they don't fit anywhere else, I stuff them in here, which is what I was doing for a really long time. I need to find a place, and either find a place for things or get rid of them. I want this room to be minimal in the sense where I only have things like the basic furniture, which is our dresser, obviously our bed, nightstand, whatever. Nothing that just doesn't belong should be here, because this is where we wind down, this is where we go to sleep, and this is where we're supposed to feel relaxed, you know, and wake up to zero clutter, zero messes, because I am a firm believer of how organized or how cluttered your house is will put you in a really bad mood. And that for sure does, it happens to me. Like whenever I have a mess, I feel stressed, I feel mad, I feel like super anxious, and it just doesn't make me feel good at all. So this is where we start our day, and it should be free of all of that. Second, I would love change our bedding. Our bedding is not the prettiest. I actually bought this duvet insert, or yeah, it's the insert because it's the part that goes inside the duvet, because I wanted to buy a duvet for it, but I never came around to it just because I never found, honestly, anything that I really, really loved. There's different options, obviously, but I want to have something that is neutral and simple. That way I don't get tired of it so fast, and also I don't want anything to be like super trendy related, because then I'll get tired of it as well, and then that means that it's gonna be wasted money in my opinion. I actually found one at H&M, which is a really beautiful muslin fabric type of duvet, and it's sold out. I had it in my cart, and then I just kept like thinking about it. Should I buy it? Should I not? Because it was $89, which is not a lot, but it is at the same time. For me, at least, I think that it's really expensive. So I was thinking about it. I ended up not getting it, so it's sold out. Then they restocked it, but for a higher price, which is now $99, and it's sold out again for the king size. So as much as I loved it, it just wouldn't work for me. I mean, I didn't know if I should have bought it or not. It was in a taupey color, which was a little bit darker, more of like a beige or like a mauve, in between beige and mauve, and it was really pretty. I really loved the fabric because it felt like cozy to me, or it looked cozy to me, and it's one thing that I want to focus in my bedroom is have like that super beautiful cozy looking bedding, you know, like Pinterest worthy bedding, and it can get really expensive. So that's actually something that people don't talk about enough. I feel bedding is super expensive, especially if you want that luxurious, you know, with layers and pillows. Yeah, even if you go like the super affordable way, it'll add up pretty quickly. And I also would love to throw blankets, like maybe a knit blanket or something like that. I definitely want to go with that cozy feeling, but still remain neutral as always. I've been actually reaching over like taupes and browns lately, which is so bizarre because I know that for a moment I was on a gray coma and I just kept buying everything gray or white. And now I want to stick into like warmer neutrals. And I'm really excited about that actually. The next one that I also have is going to be the IKEA dresser. So I did buy this IKEA dresser because we desperately needed one. I couldn't afford anything high-end or anything, you know, obviously very beautiful. So I went with a IKEA option. The reason why I went with an IKEA option is because they're not that expensive and you can give it a makeover. So I've been looking for ideas. I honestly haven't found anything that I truly love yet, but I definitely want to give it a makeover. I want to add some legs to it because I like raised dressers. I don't like the ones that sit on directly on the floor. And then I also want to add some pretty hardware and paint it, obviously. So I know that I have to paint. I have to work something out though, because Noah spilled water right here in our bedroom on the floor, and actually somehow I guess he spilled it right next to the dresser. And the dresser, it is like pressed wood, and pressed wood, when it gets moisture or water, it sucks it in and it bubbles up, which is what happened. So I definitely have to do something about that because now it looks horrible. And yeah, I can't wait for that, but I also can't because I still need to find something that I truly love in order for me to commit to that. Also, I'm afraid of painting IKEA furniture, I guess, or painting that kind of furniture. I don't know. I'm just so scared. Thirdly, I would love to give my vanity a makeover. So my vanity is like where I do my hair, my makeup, and it actually sits right in front of these two windows, which I love. This actually worked out perfectly because sitting in front of these windows gives you great lighting, or gives me great lighting when it comes to doing my makeup. And it cannot work any other way. I've moved my furniture around and I do not like my vanity anywhere else but here, so we're gonna keep it here. It is something from IKEA as well. I got it from IKEA just because it is like a really narrow floating shelf with drawers. And since our room is really small, I did need something that was a little bit more narrow. That way it didn't feel like, you know, a big desk, which is why I went with this option. I do not recommend it though. Because if you have a small space and you really cannot go with anything else, yes. But the drawers are not the best. The drawers do not open all the way. And honestly, that's really bugs me, but I've lived with it for a few years, so it's gonna stay. And I think that I'm gonna keep this option until we buy a second home with a master bathroom. We only have one bathroom and it's tiny, so I can't have my makeup, and you know what I mean? Like, you have to stay out of the way. You have to leave the bathroom open in case someone has to go to the bathroom. So for now, we're keeping it here. I actually really don't mind it. I think it's cute and it works for me. I love the mirror that I bought for it. I actually got it from Target. I don't know if you guys remember this mirror, but it was really popular at one point. And I want to give it a makeover. I need to do something about it because it is already really beaten up and I don't want it to be like white on white. I don't know. I was thinking of maybe wrapping it with some pretty wallpaper, but something that wouldn't be too busy so that it doesn't, you know, look weird. But I don't know, maybe that's a thought. We'll see. The fourth thing that I would love to do in this room is also change up the curtains. So I love IKEA curtains, super affordable. I'm always gonna go with IKEA curtains unless I find a more affordable option, but I love how affordable they are for the length especially. Who knew long curtains could be really expensive? So these were actually the most affordable option that IKEA has. I don't know the name, but they cost $12. I don't know if they still have them because I think that they got discontinued. And so now the next least expensive would be like $14.99 or something like that, which is still not bad at all. I feel like the white on white, I don't really enjoy anymore. I would love to add maybe like a beige kind of curtain, just not white, but just so that I can add some kind of, you know, contrast. But curtains can add up no matter how affordable you get them. So I also have to wait on that and eventually find a really pretty curtain. The fifth and last thing that I would love to do to this room is add a skinny bench. I've been really into, and I'm sure a lot of people, into the vintage skinny benches that you've seen all over social media. But of course, I don't want the price tag. I've been thinking about this for a really long time that I need to DIY one. I want to DIY one, but I'm nervous because I'm not a builder. I don't know anything about, what's the word? Not builder, craftsman. I've never built anything that's furniture, no. But I've built some things before. I'm just a little nervous. It seems simple enough. I'm just always just so nervous that it's not going to work out for me because I have that kind of anxiety in me. So I would love to DIY one, and I would love to put it maybe on this wall right here. This wall right here is really beautiful. It it's empty now, and I think that something really skinny would also, you know, be like a statement for this wall, but won't get in the way, you know, like just like my vanity. I want to have thin, small furniture stuff here, but I think that that would be a really cool project. So you can expect to see all of these things, you know, coming up in my videos, in the future videos of this furniture makeover, I mean, of this bedroom makeover. I mean, these are things that are actually really necessary in this bedroom because it's feeling very IKEA. You know what I mean? But that is all for today's episode. Thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate you, and thank you so much for your patience. Can't wait to see you guys in the next few episodes on these. Of course, we also have a laundry makeover, which I need to take care of. I don't know when I will get down to that, but I really need to start it because it's really driving me crazy. As always, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and make sure to give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed this episode. I really appreciate you guys, and I need all the support I can get, especially now. I would really love to make YouTube my full-time job. I'm working on it. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of time, sometimes even money, but we're trying to go steady. But anyways, I will see you guys. Bye.